Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work.
Stay on the caper for paper to get my scruples. And this a money world, so I stack with me and my pupils. I establish your order, nobody gotta be short for it. And you can do it legal or regal, getting that corporate. Real time, you don't grind, well that's unfortunate. Ain't nothing for a dreamer but sleep if you don't work for it. Shout out to the fellas that get it, and I don't mean robbing ladies with degrees that's actually working their dream job. Work now, play later, that's still a motto. When you handle biz, it's more joy when you popping bottles. Just some food for thought, though the truth can be hard to swallow. I lead by example, something really easy to follow. Check me, if I were tired, I take off the ropes. They hoping to fall, I'm killing the hopes. As that's no part of a kid, they mean familiar, those that love me the most. Loving on me, I'ma so give it the ghost. Hit them so hard they can bury the dope. Taking the world, they grab a life by the throat.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work, yeah. El mundo quiere dinero, yeah, yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero, yeah. Money work. De corazón, la plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón, la plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Looney.
Almighty. It's your boy.
Yeah. I want to give one shout out. I want to give two shots out. Oh, yeah, there's the other one. I want to give three shots out to the Golden State Warriors. So one for Corey, one for Draymond, and one for the rest of the team. Like, thank you guys.
Oh, man. See, I'm a man of my word, you know.
Mm-hmm. Fine.
I hooked it up. So, all right. We already looking at next season. We're already looking at next season. I think I don't know. They're making it seem like it's a possibility that they could reunite Kyrie and LeBron. And, you know, even though it's kind of iffy, I'm just saying. They get Kyrie to behave with LeBron, man. That's another ring, possibly, man. That is another ring. Now I seen a post. I just seen a post before we came on, and it had Draymond Green, and he said, "Well, you know, they're not gonna beat us. Like it don't matter if they add Kyrie." So my response was automatically like, "Oh, they must be recruiting KD again."
Hey.
That's the only way they getting past a LeBron-led team. They're not beating a LeBron-led team without KD. That's already been shown.
But this is a whole different squad. You got to think now they have a better bench. They have a better bench, a way better bench.
Their bench is cool. That they do have some significant guys with the with Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, and Gary Payton Jr. I think, or two, whichever one he is.
Yeah.
Those are some solid fucking pickups. I can't even front on that. But I don't know. Last time the Warriors saw LeBron, he dropped 56 on them. So
That's true.
had his motherfucking way. So I just don't think that's just going to be a walkthrough, especially if you give LeBron a healthy, just a healthy supporting cast, especially with AD. AD is really a problem and shit when he's on his
When he's on his
thing.
game. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a problem. And then you give him Kyrie, we've seen how that works.
My bad.
That just would be a lot to deal with. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm always excited for the new season just to see what LeBron can accomplish, what more he can accomplish. So, yeah. What's up, Desmond? Shout out to Desmond. Sure. What else has been going on this week? That versus. You saw the versus?
Yeah, I seen the verses. Trash.
That's
Trash.
Going up on the internet. The motherfuckers embarrassed R&B as a genre. Set the whole culture back about 50 years at that one.
Yeah.
Tragic.
And it's the men. It's not the women. At least at first it used to be the women in R&B, you know? But now it's the men trash.
These off-key, out-of-tune, without auto-tune ass dudes. And the shit been going up, but what happened from the verses is it's kind of reignited the friction in B2K again. Because, everybody has been going back and forth or whatever. They were joking. Well, from the perception, it seemed like the group members in B2K was joking because, Omarion had an old off night or whatever. And then Omarion pretty much went, kind of David Ruffin on him. He kind of was like, hey, you guys are background dancers. You was always hating the whole nine. And so that kind of led to the group responding. And so they posted a picture of saying, like, I think it was a picture of the scene when David Ruffin got out the limo before he got put out the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they all posted that picture. And then today, I believe, what's his name? See, I don't know these niggas' names. It was Marion. It was the one that was actually like the best dancer in the group. Like if you ask me. Yep. Yeah. So he posted a tirade, just not really like a tirade like this going on, but he just posted pretty much a fact check. And he's going in and he's talking about like pretty much like how the group worked and how, he really was never that dude, even in the sense of the group. And how, B2K was something that worked as a collective. And he ended it on saying, which I thought was a good point, he ended on saying like, oh, well, if I'm just a background dancer, then you're just a dancer with a deal or some shit like that. I mean, I could pull up the whole rant. It's pretty cold if you want to touch on the details before we get into it.
Why not? Let's get it. Let's knock this shit out.
It's already up.
That is crazy though. But you know what? Let me say this. Omarion, at first when everybody used to talk about him and the band members included, he never said nothing. He always sat back and took the high road. Now he was mad. He was like, "Man, fuck this. I'm the reason why B2K is dope as it is."
Yeah,
because they all talking, but none of them did nothing really good after B2K
after the group.
Yeah, except Omarion.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hold on, let me see. I'm pulling it up. Yeah, but it kind of made me think though. Like when I thought about, because you remember when like B2K was a shit back in school,
mm-hmm.
and just
I don't know, and I could be wrong, but just listening or reading like what he was saying about how the group worked and who actually did the vocals and stuff on the track and all that type of stuff. I was like, I remember like I don't remember Omarion being the hoe's favorite.
I thought
Right.
Mario was because he had
I
the
don't.
long hair and shit.
Yeah, but then you had all them other niggas in the group was light skinned, except for the dude that could
J
dance real
Bug,
good.
yeah, J Bug, yeah.
You had the rapper.
Fizz was, yeah, you're right. Fizz was the main guy because
Yeah.
all the ladies love
And he
Fizz.
was even said, watch out when I pull it up and I get it all together. But he even said in his rant that Fizz was actually the one in the group that was actually popping. He had a solo deal long before Omarion was even offered shit.
Yeah, as a rapper.
Yeah. So I
Mhm.
kind of thought that was kind of like damn, like I just wonder how how much further, how much more back and forth can they really kind of
Go.
get into? Yeah, because and it's crazy because really at the end they always come back together for whatever the hell they got to do.
Yeah, to make money. Hmm.
Yeah, so it's just like it's a weird thing with the group or just that group. And he kind of left it like he ain't say like oh like on some shit like oh B2K is over type shit, but he kind of like left it like yo like you need to stop tarnishing the brand because this B2K brand is bigger than your Amarion brand even.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to have some kind of respect for it because you gonna need to come back to this shit pretty much. I could even knock them for that. They might be kind of out of order, so just give me a second so I can pull them up on the order.
Yeah.
See. I might have got them in order. Hold on. What did I do? That for you. Song. Love.
Well, to everybody that's watching, um, thanks for this is championship drink
It's from the bottom
that
up.
because of Golden State Warriors, I won. And so I just wanted to salute everybody and thank everybody out there. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Asshole.
Well, Snake says, I never really was feeling B2K. To me, they were overrated. The only thing Omarion is known for is being Marcus Houston's little little brother used to.
Right. But you can see it on the screen, I think, for the most part, because I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get them.
Okay.
Yep,
Just read
all
them
up
out.
in order. Or maybe
I'll
I can
reply
do
to
it.
it.
Hold on, I got another way. Sorry, unprepared.
I am gonna drink up. Yes, I am after the show.
Damn. Oh yeah, gallery. Okay, so let's do it like this. Yeah, this is the first one. Okay, so this is J Book, and so he says it's sad when you see. Hold on. It's sad when you see ones you grew up with, but also you grew up turn out the way they do. The wise lead the future wizards. What the fuck that is? I'll be that. The wise one, you shouldn't have been in a rush to skip class. Now, you're a fifth year senior playing ball with a GPA of 2.3 barely passing. If this don't work, LOL. Okay. Oh, okay. So he's making a well, like a metaphor of sorts. Okay. Remember the kids you clown for not having the fashion, but at the award ceremony in school, they were the ones winning principal's honor roll. Yeah, you were cool then, but they were focused. That's probably going to be your boss in the future. It probably sucks to be a slave to something you gave your life to, but never mastered. Now you stuck in the shit with no other options to be on top, and now your view is from the bottom looking up.
Looking
admiring your spot that you once held. And let me see if I can pull that one up so you guys can see it. We out of order. Yep. Okay. So admiring your spot that you once held, not able to conquer it ever again. Time spent in a selfish mindset, not valuing the gems right next to you, learning from nothing, earning no knowledge from the geniuses amongst you. At night, I know you wonder to yourself, what am I doing wrong? To not accept the blessing that was put into your life, a life that me and you know you were living. You're ungrateful. Fame is a hell of a drug. I know when we were together as a group, you wanted to be the most famous, aka the most favorite. But that wasn't the case. Fizz and Boog were the favorites. And you couldn't understand that because you sung all the leads by old school group design, he put in parentheses. But the guy who only talked on the track and in the interviews, me, and the other guy who rapped on our singles, Fizz, were getting more love than you. And remember, that's what I was saying. That's what I remember. Like those are the ones, like all the hoes that I wanted to holler at and shit that like B2K. They was always talking about
Fizz.
Fizz or J Boog or
Mhm.
even the big lip dude that came out talking about he got raped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but that's not my fault.
Raz B.
Yeah. Then he goes on, he says, but I never was mad that I couldn't sing on your level. But oh no, he said, he said, but I was never mad that I could sing on your level, but never got a chance. I was just a young boy from Compton, happy to be a part of the group and out of my situation. I was always more of a talent than how I was used, but yet I'm still grateful. I was a part of a machine. You give off the impression as if you've done me a favor. Shall I take you back to when, because of your vocal, we visited every label in the business and was turned down twice? Nigga, you was singing in the background for a minute when I think that's Max Goose, brought in another lead singer to try and make the record sound better to help him try to get us the deal.
That's true.
That's something. Yeah, let's see. Help get the deal. Yep. Okay. So help him try to get the deal. And when that happened, who stood for you? We did. And we went to management and said, we rolling with O. We not bringing anybody else in. And we stood by your side. When we were told if we didn't get a deal on our next meeting, we were getting dropped. Now, let's think about those odds per the history of our other meetings. This thing we call B2K was never the Amarion show. It's it was more like a circus, and each guy brought a special attraction, and collectively, it was fun to watch. Okay, watching you only lets me know that you were not really paying attention to what was making you a Marion, because without us around, it's clear you can't tap back into them. You look lost, almost like you looking for us to feed off of.
Damn.
Okay, so that's where we are. Yeah. You were never a solo artist. You are a fame hog, and that got the best of you. The fact that everyone wasn't screaming Omarion drove you crazy because you were giving it all, or you see, you were giving it all you had. LMAO, laughing my ass off. Standing next to us was really hard for you. So you took your opportunity to leave and only be seen by yourself. So if anybody showed up, even if it was 5 people, they were there to see you. To be a part of a brand that is bigger than you is hard for you to accept. But one who tears down his own work is a poisoned individual. To call me a background dancer is funny. Shall we discuss the truth behind how those records were really made? That's just shit I be loving when they fucking you be thinking this shit is all one way in the industry.
Mhm.
These motherfuckers be finding out like everything ain't what it is. Let's see it. He said, I was there and you were not in the booth for a lot of the vocals that were put on. Let's see where we at. Let's see, put on those songs. From your lead vocal not fully being you, listen to that first album. You'll hear Steve Russell in and out of those leads and the hooks, the first album until I took over on the second album. Me landing a lead on our second single, fucked you, or let's see, yeah, fucked with you, because our first number one single, Bump, 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 I sang the hook on it and it brought attention to the label. And the group was able to evolve, and Troy Taylor made the call and put me on the first verse of Girlfriend after I had already sung that hook earlier that day. It was written all over your face because me and Fizz talked about it that day at the session. I was already more loved in the group by the fans, and now I had a lead. You knew it. I was gonna say you knew it was a rap for you. It didn't help that Fizz. It didn't help that Fizz was most popular, and the label already gave him a solo deal before you ever had a conversation with them about one.
You cutting it out.
Man, yeah. Tell the truth when you try to lie, or when you try and lie to the people, because the lack of their knowledge on this situation. Shall we talk about why you broke the group up originally? This is the part that made me like, oh shit. They want to get into the allegations and shit, but he kept it cool. Let me see. You were looking for a way out before anything ever happened. And because a chick you liked that didn't like you got smashed, you went and did the ultimate snake shit. You took a bonding conversation amongst us boys that normally brought us closer, and you took the information that ratted us out. We always thought those conversations were confidential, just between us, but you knew what you were doing. Let's see, hold on. Yes, but you know what you were doing. We had rules. No messing around on the road with a bunch of girls. We confided in you in the mistakes we made, and you went home and told on us, getting us kicked out the house and breaking the group up over a chick you knew that business was already shaky.
Damn.
That's crazy how shit often comes back to a bitch. Okay, let's see. Said shaky because of a okay, so over a chick, right? You knew that business was already shaky because of us wanting to renegotiate our deal. So you took that opportunity to throw us off the ship and take the boat. Got your mama a house and your brother a deal to turn your back on your boys. Same thing you did with the tour. You was broke as fuck in 2018 in major debt from taking loans from niggas. I got the recording of you begging me, literally begging me, to sign my contract for the tour because I wasn't going. The money wasn't worth it. Yep.
Damn.
So let's see. Come on, Boogie, just do it. Let's do it for our kids. Let's just get this money. Yeah, nigga, that was you. LOL. And soon as the fire was back lit, you threw us off the ship and took off with the boat again. Funny thing is, every time you took off with the boat, you got jacked for it. Chris Brown took your career, and Bow Wow just took your tour. Shaking my fucking head. That's what happens when you try to use people as a launch pad. It's levels to this shit, oh, and I'm here to break it down for you. So all the shit that happened to you probably makes sense to the world now on why it happened. You throw stones and hide your hands. Nigga, I saw your whack ass show in the Millennium Tour too, kicking down our chairs. You didn't do, or no, yeah, he said you didn't do that the night when we were there. Yep, yep. You didn't do that the night we was on stage with you in LA though. LOL, your little slick comment on TMZ, your sneak post on the Shade Room, I am B2K, and the verses claiming them as all your vocal on the B2K records. You lame for all this shit, fam. Don't ruin, or no, don't run from your legacy. What we did in such a short time still is a major topic. B2K will forever be your origin, and from the looks of it, the peak of your career. Omarion is a brand, I give you that, but it's not bigger than B2K, which is your brand as well. So stop the de edification and at least let it have life left for you when you come crawling back to it. You and I know that people want from the world. Hold on, what did he say? No, he said, you and I know what the people want from the world to the feedback and all the meetings that you're getting turned down in right now. The industry is watching you along with the world, and we all thinking the same thing. What the fuck is he thinking? If I was a backup dancer, you were a dancer with a record deal. Neither one of us was singing, fool. LMAO. Welcome to the jungle, nigga. Hope you survive the night.
He was extra with it, but I see where he was coming from.
Yeah.
He was in his feelings.
You
He
mean
was
who you
hurt.
think? Boog or
Bug was hurt.
I
That
think
the fact
Mario.
that he was,
I think they all hurt. Omarion
yeah,
is supposed to be Mr. Unbothered. This motherfucker seem bothered these days, especially since that versus. But he got it. I mean, I don't know. I would love to see Marion's response to it.
me too. I would love to see that because he said a lot.
But
He
just
said
like
a
we were
lot.
saying before, I read those off. Is like even I just think back to that time. I just remember they were the shit. Like that shit was like a mini Beatles mania, maybe how B2K came out and took that scene by storm and shit. And when you look back,
Fast too.
you think about it and shit, Marion may have been more popular than the one that came out with the allegations. So he's probably like the third most popular member in the group for compared to like how he talks now because he's the only one that's been kind of able to move along and kind of make a name for himself outside of the B2K brand.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
think us as people, like we see that and we see like, oh well, Marion went here, here, and there with it, and then we look back at them, we like, oh man, you look like, it kind of automatically looks like hey, yeah, that motherfucker can do a tell-all book. But that's how. But then when you think about it, when we think about it as us, like how we know how the industry works, it makes you think. You like this shit. When you have these boy band mega groups and all this shit. Like a lot of the time, these motherfuckers ain't the ones actually even cutting the records. They'll have a motherfucker come sing a track, and then have that motherfucker to sing over it, so it kind of sounds like them. Like they do all types of shit in the industry because the music industry is not as much about the music as it is about selling
Yes.
records.
Correct. Business.
Right. It's a business. The music business is a business. So everything goes hand in hand. You got four medium brown little light skinned niggas with braids and shit. So you already got the look. They can sing and dance a little bit. Now you just got to match the sound. And they'll put a team. These labels will put a team of artists, background singers, producers, and everything to make these motherfuckers sound how they need to sound to be able to sell the image in the product. So
Yeah,
it's like,
wow.
yeah, so it's like none of that is even really surprising in that regard. It's just how he broke it down. But I think a lot of the time, um, you see it with these groups, even your hometown people, like with the Saint Lunatics. The main guy that pops off, he kind of seems to take off with the boat, as Book kind of put it in there with his analogy. You know they go ahead.
No, that's how it usually is. That's
Right.
how it usually is. So you ain't
Yeah.
lying about that one.
So yeah, I would just like to see the respond and shit to the man. It's I'm the one singing on all the records.
That's
They,
sad though.
they came to see me.
That's
I,
sad.
yeah,
To
it's crazy.
diss your people like that. Y'all been friends for all that long. Maybe I wouldn't for like
Did
I
you see
said
his
before, maybe
initial comment when Marion it went off when he called them niggas background dancers and all that shit?
no, what do you say?
Oh shit. I would have to pull it up. It'd probably take too long. But that was pretty much what sparked that. Everything that I
Okay.
read of Marion coming out after the verses because he didn't like some jokes that they made on Twitter. And he called them niggas background dancers and haters. And so Bug broke that shit down. And it's probably been a long time coming. Like that shit seems like a lot of shit, especially when you're throwing out names and you're breaking down the shit. And then if you really think back to that time, there is some like validity to it just outside looking in.
Damn. And I
But like
think it's a lot of stuff that happened to Omarion. You got to think about um, Fizz had sex with his baby mama,
yeah, that was weird.
like, and then oh boy talking about being raped, and that's his family. Like that nigga getting attacked all kind of ways. He don't know
Yeah.
how to take it. Now he just finally exploding. Like I can't take it. I'm just gonna.
Maybe. But shit, I don't know. I think we all kind of put ourselves in situations and we gotta kind of sit back and look like, damn, like how could I um
I think J Bug is his cousin or something like that. Yeah, I
mhm.
think J Bug is his cousin. I know his brother was supposed to be in the group, but then they took his brother out.
Oh yeah, I didn't know any I didn't think any of them niggas were related.
Or maybe it's no. I thought it was J Bug that was his family.
Yeah, I don't know. If so, shit, that's why you can talk to that nigga like that probably. But I don't know. Either way, I'm sure they gonna figure it out. And, that's
Yeah.
a hell of a conversation. If anything, that motherfucker need to work on the vocals because he was up there sounding
Oh
a
yeah,
little
he was fine.
dry.
Man, all I wanna be, kill me.
Man, he did
Yeah,
some B2K songs.
yeah,
He wild for not bringing out B2K.
yeah. I would have brought out B2K. It's a
Shit, that
versus.
shit
I
was
would. I
damn.
would have killed him.
Yeah,
I would have.
automatically. You come out with B2K on Mario. That's crazy. I don't know what it is with a lot of these groups that for some reason, once the fame and the money comes, man, it just totally kills a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Like I see, and I remember, I brought up Yo People, the Lunatics, earlier, and I just remember seeing like a little like Where Are They Now video, and they played a song that was popular out there in St. Louis, I guess, called "Give Me What You Got"
Hmm.
or something, and just seeing the video and how far that they go back to like now to like the shit that we see now with them. And it's just weird that a lot of these groups they just aren't able to hold it together long term once the money start falling in and the fame start coming in. And I don't know, it is really unfortunate to see. Hopefully, shit, we can get your boy on here to talk about it because I really want to talk about that shit with him. I might have to reach out too.
Yeah, you might have to reach out to him because you got
Yeah,
the
I
heat.
might try it. I'm gonna hit him up on one of his posts or something and see if he bites. But yeah, so I don't know. I'll keep posted on that. Anything else going on before we move on? Oh, the Roe versus Wade was overturned. Nigga, that might be a whole video. I don't even think we could just glance past that.
It was all ego to the Marion thing, but the thing that caught me, the overturn, that's cool. But when the lady was talking, I think she a preacher, and she was talking about Trump, and she said it was something white. It was something
she
about a white
said
agenda.
she said it's a victory for the white lives. She said
Yeah.
it's a victory for white lives, and that's what I've been telling a lot of black women that I see that kind of jump on these like politicize issues of things
Mm-hmm.
because it was never about where women be like, my body, my choice, and I'll tell you, I can really go the fuck off on that shit. I'm not. Um, that was never the argument. This shit has always been about white people because it's white people that are filling the abortion clinics. Yes, everybody gets abortions and shit, but in the numbers, it's white women that are, I guess, potentially killing off an expansion of white people by
Correct.
getting abortion. And I can say, for one, I know white girls that have had like 5, 6, 7 of them before they even hit 30. Like they'll get them motherfuckers like nothing. And I be looking at black women like, yeah, of course black women are gonna buck because y'all just don't like the idea of a man telling you what to do, and then y'all bite on that, and then all of a sudden y'all coming at black men like we failed y'all over some shit. To shut that shit up. Because ultimately, black women keep any nigga's baby. Y'all have every nigga's baby that y'all get pregnant with. Y'all don't rarely use fucking discretion. Y'all keeping that shit. I don't think Latino women really do that shit because you see how Latino women roll. They have kids until they fucking back spread out. And Asian women, you don't hear nothing about it. So I just like, y'all can shut up. Y'all got to understand that this is a political issue. So the fact that I always noticed that women were coming at it from it's my body, my choice on that arrogant shit. I'm like,
It's not a political. It's a war
right.
tactic. War
Yeah.
tactic. But keep going.
Yeah. It's a bigger issue than my body, my choice.
Yeah.
Even if we were arguing from that standpoint, and that's why I always tell women about their arrogance, is you got to recognize what you're fighting here and shit. Yeah, it's your body and your choice as far as the abortion go. But the weird, or not even weird, but just the thing about having children is it's one of them things to where a part of it is on the woman, but that one thing that's on the woman affects everybody. Like it affects society. You potentially affect the man that you're having the kid with for the foreseeable future. Um, it's a lot of shit, even from a financial standpoint. It's a lot of things. So it's just like to just be like so into like, oh, my body, my choice, and then that's it. Like no other perspective, logic, anything matters. You're gonna lose an argument every time, I think, approaching it like that.
Yeah.
Let's see what Jeff Short say. It's my body, my choice on abortion, but not the same sentiment when people didn't want to get the jab. Oh yeah. No, don't get me wrong. I know that there's a lot of and that's the thing. That's why I said it's bigger than just the my body, my choice, like the minimal issues that we try to make it, or like the social issue that we try to make it. It's all politics and fucking war tactics and all that shit because it's all on their agenda. When you don't understand that shit and you're coming in at something in your fucking feelings, talking about my body, my choice and shit, they're not fucking listening to you, ladies.
Yeah.
They ain't trying to hear that shit. They have a bigger agenda besides your fucking ego. And this is where a lot of women lose out on these fucking topics. Me personally, when it comes to abortion, I'm not for abortion, but I'm not against it. It's just it's one of them things to me where I just think it's such maybe a deep topic to where you can't necessarily just be that fucking liberal. You can't be that liberal on something like that to where you just can just write it off. My body, my choice. Like for the way that men are painted as deviant, and for women to be able to take that arrogant of a stance over abortion and shit like that, like to me, that's kind of weird. But
Yeah.
overall, I'm not for or against it. I think that there's certain, regulations that should be in place, of course. There should be a time frame because you do the shit after a certain amount of time, it really becomes kind of satanic in a sense. I can't think of a better word, but you get to snatching out 5, 6 month old, pregnant babies and shit. That's some life changing shit or something. So yeah, but that's just where we're at with it now. And you see all these posts and you see different jokes and everything, going on around it. But man, it's bigger than us. It was
It
always
is.
bigger. It was always bigger.
Yeah. Like, and just short, like that same sentiment would happen if the jab, if they really knew the jab was really healing people out here, right? Like changing lives, saving people. It'd be the same. But the problem is that, like I said before, it's not a war tactic, and they had to throw it on us first to see how it affected our body.
Right. Yeah, that shit with the jab is just a whole nother fucking thing and shit. I mean, it's good that he even recognized that, but it is
Mhm.
weird the different elements of control that the government tries to implement.
Yeah,
Um, you're forcing people to take a jab. You're telling people that they can't have abortion. You're telling women they can't have abortions. And it's like, in the midst of all that, we have a formula shortage that they created. So that's another issue that bugs women. And I already went in on that. I'm not going to go on the different shit about how I feel, on that. But it's just a lot of shit, and people just have to realize like you're fighting something bigger than your fucking ego.
and I think they did the formula shortage because they're trying to stop people of color from their babies progressing because they buy majority of the formula, like you previously said on that show prior a couple of weeks ago. So they're trying to stop their kids from growing right, and then they're trying to bring forth more children in the white race to
And
pursue
here's the
further.
fucked up thing about that. To the first point, okay, you have a thing, and that I think there is a thing to that, to where you would think that could slow down minority, people with their children.
Hmm.
Because one thing I notice in telling people, like, yo, make your own formula, relax, reel it in. We're humans. We know how to feed and nurture our children. This formula is man created. It's bad for your kids anyway.
Correct.
But it was amazing how many black women came at me with the same level of arrogance of my body, my choice. You can't tell me nothing. You're a man. And there you go. It's that type of shit again. And then on the idea of the fact with them trying to increase the white race, the problem now is that you have interracial dating is a huge thing.
Yeah, very huge thing.
So even that, I mean, at best and shit, you probably end up with a bunch of Steph Currys and shit before you increase the white race.
Yeah,
So it's like I just don't think that even is a good. I mean, they think it's a win, but I don't even think that's really a win without bringing back segregation, and then that's a whole nother fucking problem right there.
yeah, but and you got to think of this when it comes to Mexican and Asian, they're trying to throw them as white folks. So when it comes to college applications, when it comes to census, they're trying to make them be white. So you got to take that into consideration too.
Oh man, yeah, I can see that. To me, I've always said that it seemed like regardless, like every culture or whatever, they have their pride and
Hmm.
um, they wave their flag and shit. But I always felt that Latino Americans and even the Latinos that come here, a lot of them identify more with the white race
Correct.
and their, ideologies and shit. Like that's just how I always thought about that, and I just noticed.
AKA Stockholm syndrome. But keep going.
Yeah, but nah, man, that's one, especially Asians. Shit, I
Yeah.
don't know. Asians think like they're like a sub cultural white once they come here or something. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's a real crazy time, and I don't know. And that was one of the things that I noticed that did come out of that, is it seemed like that shit got overturned, and then it seemed like black women and black men started infighting over the issue, didn't have shit to do with it
Correct. I
in
seen
that
that too.
sense. So yeah, it's like we got to reel it in and really understand what the hell we're going against. Scott Free, what's up? let's see, he said the reason why I'm pro-life is because if women have an abortion, the abortion clinic sells or experiment on your kids' organs. Yeah,
So
I mean,
true.
shit. If you don't deal with the science of it, hey,
Stem cells.
yeah, I just think I think just in a humane sense, you have to be pro-life in the sense, I guess, of what they say. Like pro-life is, you're for the baby over aborting it, whatever. And the only thing I don't like about it is the idea of rape cases. I don't know if it goes down to like medical emergencies or anything like that.
Mhm.
But as far as rape, like this prevents you in certain places from getting abortions in a case of a rape. But then the flip to that, the flip to that is shit. When bitches want abortions, it's a great possibility that all of a sudden they'll start crying rape to be able
Yeah.
to get that damn abortion. And that's one I never brought up online when I see females post that. But man,
So if you invest in stocks, don't get mad at me what I'm about to say. But if you finna be invested in stocks, if that does happen, you might as well invest in rape kits because that's gonna be a big thing.
whew. But yeah, I don't think they're letting them do it in the case of rape in those places that are like. Soon as that got overturned, I think it was 20. I could be wrong. Like, get me if I'm wrong. If somebody come up in the comments, they want to correct me. But I think it was about 20 some states that instantly changed their abortion laws. Like they already had the shit ready to stamp. They were just waiting on the Supreme Court. As soon as they said, "Bam, you ain't getting no abortions here," and it's mainly through the southern states and like up through the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, that's just something. So I mean, that's my only thing about it is I think like in a case of rape, you should be able to do what you got to do because that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just think of in this country, especially now with the whole like the Me Too thing, I'm sorry, and women can hate me for this shit, but you just see an abuse of the system in a sense.
Correct.
Like I don't know, you don't sit online like as much as I do. But in talking to females, you'd be amazed how many females throw up the idea of rape, or they'll call something rape vibes. Like this shit is
Oh
literally
yeah, yeah,
that shit
yeah,
is so
yeah,
fucking common. Like you'll have like a regular conversation and you'll disagree on some shit where you can typically probably either agree to disagree or no, I don't think like that. Like women will turn that shit into, oh man, those are rape vibes and all that
yeah.
shit like so fucking fast. And so we're dealing in a time now. Like I was just on a post earlier and the chick was saying something about, oh no, the post was hold on, I'm about to pull that shit up. I have to quote this shit correctly. I'll give you the whole fucking post. Hold on, one motherfucking second, because I just shared it.
Well, everybody, let me see what's on the comments. First, Scott Free said,
Hold on.
My baby mama had an abortion after my firstborn daughter. Sorry to hear that. Is 14. My son or daughter would have been 12 or 13. I told her not to kill my child. Same, bro. Sad.
But yeah, you don't have no fucking say so as a dude. That
You
was
don't.
another point with the whole thing. You already don't have no say so. So you reverse Roe versus Wade. Like men don't even have a bargaining chip anymore. And there was some dark times before like abortions were like a thing clinically being able to be done appropriately. Man, like women did all kinds of shit. They threw babies in dumpsters, left them on random doorsteps and dipped. Had a friend that was less heartless than them dispose of the baby and shit, and they just ain't speak. Like it's all kinds of shit that fucking happened. That's another concern is fucking going back in the dark times and you think you just going out to your trash to throw away some trash, and then you see a fucking baby and shit fucked off in the dumpster or something and shit like that. That's the shit that's scaring me. Because these anti or what do you call it, these pro-abortion women, like a lot of these type of women are a bit ruthless in they thinking. But
Scott Free.
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate you letting that out because I don't want you holding that in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's the hard thing too,
sorry,
because can you bring? Hold on. That's
are
the
you
thing.
were
That's no. I was saying that was the thing that's crazy. Okay, yeah, because he said his baby mama had an abortion after my firstborn. See, his daughter's 14. My son or my daughter would have been 12 or 13. I told her not to kill my child, and that's the hard thing. Like men aren't considered in that at all.
no.
Once we nut, they really look at us like our fucking feelings on the shit don't fucking matter at all, like whatsoever. And that shit is just it's just a cold fucking thing. And I don't
That's
know. I don't know. Do you think it's wrong? This because I keep saying the word arrogant when it comes to this. When they use the whole like my body, my choice thing. But do you think that's necessarily right in a sense, or do you think it's arrogant, or can two things be true? Um, I don't know. How do you feel about that?
you mean prior towards like men don't have the right and about the choice of the child. That's what you want to. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
like how he's a dad, and he said that was his firstborn.
Yeah,
That would have been his oldest kid, and then they had the second one, and he begged her not to kill the baby, and she did that shit because what? I'm sure her body, her choice.
same. I feel that too, Scott Free.
Yeah, man, that happens. I mean, a lot of shit, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I think as men, we take accountability a lot of the time because it's easier for us. Like I remember a saying, and show what is it? Pressure is made for shoulders, not hips.
Hmm.
Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Um, but no, because I would need to know. Like, if you said, "Hey, no, I don't want you to kill it," then where is that your fault? Especially in a time where it's my body, my choice. Like females say that shit as an ultimate fuck you, shut the fuck up, get out of my face. My body, my choice. I don't give a fuck what you thinking about or anything. So how is that your fault? I mean, I would just want to know that.
Okay, he said young, dumb, full of cum. So him saying that. Tell me if I'm wrong. Um, she was in her emotions. You probably cheated or you treated her wrong. So she decided to have an abortion because she didn't want to go through that situation with you.
I can understand that because I am big on shit for females to talk all that my body, my choice shit. I be telling sisters like y'all don't use that shit for nothing. Y'all keep any nigga baby.
Yeah.
So shit, that's the most annoying thing about the argument. You be seeing bitches making all this noise, sitting around with 3, 4, 5 kids in the background, and 3 they shouldn't even have.
And then it's the ones that they choose to be the father. Like it'd be a nigga that have a good job and shit like that, and she'd get that nigga abortion, but the trash ass nigga that she think is so
You'll
cute,
have
she'll
2,
have the
3,
baby
4,
with.
5 of his boy. Man, yeah. But what were we were talking on another point too that I didn't want to miss. We were talking about the that you can't get an abortion even in the case of a rape.
Yeah.
And so then we brought up the point that yeah, that makes sense on one end, but then you have people, women that would abuse that in order to get abortion. And so I was talking about how, like, even now, how rape seems to be even sprinkled into a lot of conversations just when women disagree with men. And so this post was the post when you could ask, it was shared by another girl that's on my page, and it said you could ask women how many of us had ever had sex when we didn't really want to, either out of fear or because he wouldn't stop, and it was easier to just get it over with. I don't think y'all are ready to have that conversation. And I don't know, the other chick, she had commented and she said something about just to the effect that like when men kind of like when you tell them no, Like, or when you kind of be like, you know how women be like, they'll say no, they don't want to, and then like a man will persist, even if it ain't a physical persist. Like if they're just like, oh, come on, baby, and shit, like whatever the fuck guys do. I would say this to men and shit: verify the coochie before you even link the fuck up. I just avoid all that. Just on a side note, verify this pussy and shit before she even show up, because I get tired of the old iffy pussy. Will I will or will I won't let them fuck ass bitches. Like that shit is just dumb. It's played to me, and it's played to me because of shit like this. But she was saying it like even when you tell a dude no, and he's still like kind of campaigning for it. And it's like we're to a point now to where men they're written off as rapey or rape vibes because we don't be like, oh, well, come on, baby. No, okay, and then sit there with our arms folded or whatever and just leave it the fuck alone or something. Like we not supposed to try respectfully even to get the pussy, or that's rape vibes. So with that and saying, I'm just saying that if that's the energy of that you see so commonly with women now, then you can bet your ass and shit that even if it came down to an abortion and the only way to get that motherfucker legally in your state was to cry rape, a lot of niggas is going to jail, right or wrong, for her to get that abortion. And women don't give a fuck because women will put you in jail for less.
You're right. Let's go back to the no thing. That's so confusing. I'm gonna go to our generation, back between the late '90s and the early 2000s. Do you remember when girls used to say, "Oh, we just say no because we want you to go further"?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck?
I
And
don't
it's
play
still
with that
like
shit.
that now. Like girls would be like, "Stop!" And be like, "What are you doing?" But bitch, you told me to stop.
Yeah, I don't even do this 50 shades of rape shit that bitches be doing now. I Hey, bitch, say anything like no or stop or any of those key words. I don't give a fuck if it's like that momentary passion type shit. Now, I legitimately stop. Like we could wrap this shit up right now. Because man, females, man, it just they don't be worth the fucking trouble anymore. Everything you say or do or how you move, they're always looking for an angle to flip it. They got it so bad to the point now and shit to where a bitch can full on give you some pussy, suck the cum out of your damn dick and shit, and leave you fucking laying and shit, and then wake up in the morning and feel guilty about it and shit, and press charges on you, and your ass is in jail because you both were drinking and shit, but she don't feel that she consented. Like that shit, like the way men get the stick in this fucking country and shit is fucking crazy. So on one end, where you're like, damn, they can't get it, even if they're raped, you kind of understand that shit as a man. And I never took the time to type that out on a post or something. But I'm like, man, and that's why I always kind of get like, when it's just my body, my choice, because it's such a inconsiderate fucking slogan. Because they don't realize how much um they don't realize how much they're connected to a lot of shit. Like
Yeah,
women are so disconnected, so they don't realize like, oh, my body, my choice, and shit is saying like fuck the man in a sense. Is even saying fuck society, fuck the very kids you having, fuck the law. It's such a selfish thing when you're bringing in a life into the world, because even bringing a life into the world is a selfless thing.
correct.
And I don't know, I could probably sound fucked up and shit by it because I know women like they really stand on this shit, but to me, it's
I
just
because they're look, like they always say, we look at stuff logically. They look at it
emotionally.
personally, emotionally.
Yeah,
So how women are taking it, majority are have been raped or have been somewhat of a form been sexually abused. So they look upon that, and that's what they pull back from is that night I got sexually abused. That night I got raped to make their decision. So I can understand that, but I don't even want to even get on that subject because then it's like, damn, if
it's
I gotta
it's
think
a
of, I have to
it's a
take defensive.
crazy.
If women saying that damn, my body, my choice. Then that means shit. My pocket, my choice.
Oh yeah, no, they don't agree with that shit. And that was also one of my things. I always felt like, well, shit, women, if you really wanted equality, and you want men to shut up about your bodies in a sense, then leave us off the hook when it comes. Like we should be able to make that choice. And I think that's weird. Like they don't understand. Like you legitimately feel my body, my choice, and if I had this kid, then you better take care of it. This is a kid that you were just thinking about, huh? Should I kill this motherfucker? Should I not? I got shit to do. Whatever the fuck. Like that was literally where you were at with this kid. But then you decide to make that decision. And because you made that decision, I'm forced.
Pause. Scott free. Yeah, I'm trying to hold the comments while we go through this subject, and then I'm gonna get back to you so you can vent. I just wanted to go through this because what we're saying is very important. Hey,
Yeah, baby.
Cubby, I'm on a podcast.
But yeah, that's always been a thing. Because even when you present it to women like that, they'll be like, "Oh, well, no, because you're supposed to take care of your kid." But I'm like, they don't understand or they don't see where they have so many options and things available to them, and how
Mhm.
even in the legal system, men are forced. Especially if women pull the trigger or whatever, like men are forced to be fathers
Correct.
if
Correct.
women so want it. Like it's one thing for a woman to let a nigga off the hook, not go for child support and all that shit. But if women want to, man, there's not a motherfucker that's really skating on being a father or one way or another, whether it be financially or whatever the fuck. And child support got a better finder system than the fucking FBI.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
yeah, they don't look at that shit like that. It's just my body, my choice. And then after you get past the making your choice, now you're not even looking at who all of you affecting in your
Correct.
choice. And that's what I hate when people have like ideologies and everything that ignore the fact of how we're all connected, even in society or just our direct communities and everything.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's so true. So let's get to Scott Free for a second before we go on to our main subject.
Right.
He said this when I asked, what, why?
Why for the first one?
Yeah, she said, though for the abortion part, she said we couldn't afford 3 kids right now. And then came this.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, and like he's taking the fuck because regardless, like men, like real men, when it come down to that shit, then it's like even if everything may not look fucking grand and everything might not look like the right time
Mm-hmm.
to necessarily have a kid in a lot of cases and shit, like especially if a man is with somebody that they know that they love, they feel that they want to be with, a man is gonna say like, okay, fuck it, man, let's go ahead and work it out. Like I gotta figure this shit out. And so that's why I still don't get where he said like, oh well, I kind of take the blame and shit. To me, I'm sorry. I mean, I know that's wifey, but it just seemed like wifey did what the fuck that she wanted to do, but I guess paid you the respect to kind of either tell you or inform you, I guess. But it's just like, man, you don't have any fucking say so. And then say like, if you didn't want the kid, if you didn't want the kid, she probably wouldn't be too happy about letting you go on about your life because you don't want to be a father at that moment. She gonna go down there and file all the paperwork she got to and shit. And your shit gonna be saying Shasup gonna be taking a cut out of your shit. So that's what I always just thought was like the backwards thing. I was like, man, if women wanna keep abortion and shit, they should really be fair and equal.
Yep.
But it was never about any of that shit. It was always about putting more white people on the planet because they running out between abortions and interracial dating and shit. White people taking a dip.
Yeah.
I be shocked when I be seeing full white couples now. I'm used to seeing white women with black men.
Yeah, or Hispanic.
Yeah, or like you'll see white men with like Hispanic women and Asian women, but shit, that white couple shit, that shit looks so rare now, or looks more rare. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I could say sorry for your loss because I mean, a lot of instances, and especially with females, they don't understand that shit. Those miscarriages and sometimes, depending on the situation, the abortions and everything like that shit fuck with us the same way too.
Man, that shit fucked my bad. Yeah,
Man,
equally. They think men don't have feelings. That's the shit that pisses me off. They
yeah,
think men like we're just non-emotional type creatures. Like we just it's to money. That's all we think. I mean, that's all they think we do is work, eat, shit, fuck, nothing else.
right.
And it's sad
Yeah, and
because
it
that
just
shit
shows
affects
in
us.
it shows in a lot of their logic and shit and ideology. Just to be able to say shit like my body, my choice, and shit just so profoundly over issues that actually affect multiple people with your choice. To me, that's wild.
No, don't lie to yourself. I said
Nah,
you
you don't make
you
peace with that shit. That's shit that we
you made
fucking
peace.
swallow.
Hold on. You didn't make peace with it. You're still venting, so you somewhat didn't make peace with it. You still got a situation with. There's nothing wrong with telling how you feel and letting it out though. There's nothing wrong with that because that's makes you grow, and that show you know what I'm saying. And then you just learn from it
Right.
and you learn how to deal with it so that situation never occurs. Or if you see it happening to another guy, you make sure you tell him how to go through it so the storm can be easier for him. But keep going, AJ.
Yeah, and I'm glad that if anything, if you don't even have if you don't feel that you have a space to where you can vent that shit out, I'm glad that you can do it here because that's what this shit is about. Like I'm glad that you can come on this show, this little podcast, and then you can vent and talk back and forth with fellas that have even been in your shoes or just understand where you're coming from. Because like I said before, and we brought up plenty of time on the show, like men don't have that type of space. You
Yeah.
don't have to lie to yourself. A lot of this shit that men deal with, we
Mm-hmm.
just tuck that shit back, we swallow it the fuck down, and we just keep fucking pushing with the shit. But then in the back of our mind, like we really think of this shit, and it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't it doesn't really get you know much attention and shit. Men's feelings on this shit don't get attention.
It
That
don't, not at all.
my body, my choice shit is really just a real fucked up sentiment in a sense. It makes sense to a certain aspect, but to say something so profoundly where your decisions actually affect other people, and most of all, it affects a child, I just think it's crazy. And what you're saying is an example of how crazy that mentality that we even feed into women as men, like we feed this shit into them.
So true, Scott Free. That's why I said what I
That if
said.
I talk about it around women, they look at me as a beta male, and that's always going to be the catch 22 of it. You
Can I
can't
say
say
one thing?
go ahead.
Can I say I'm sorry to interrupt you. I am so
No, you
sorry.
good.
If a woman says that, I bet you, okay, first, any woman that you ever talked to, Scott Free, I just want to know that thought you were a beta male or weak, were their father in their life? Because majority of women that call men beta male or call them weak, majority of the time their father wasn't even in their life, so they don't know how men are supposed to be anyway. They just have a fictitious way of seeing what men's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So answer that question. And but yeah, man, like if a woman
Even
is like that, you need to think before you even
no,
say
but this is
anything
the
else
thing.
to her.
This is the thing to that. That's true in a sense, but you got to understand how long, how many generations that this type of like
Behavior.
training, yeah, behavior and everything has gone back. Like
Correct.
our fathers have been made to bottle shit up the same way. This isn't like a new thing. It's just always been like that. And with that,
So
that
true.
perpetuates the thinking that men don't have feelings on shit. Men ain't supposed to have feelings on shit. If men say something, he's soft, he a punk, he gay or whatever the fuck. It seems
Right.
like whatever thing that when especially, and I noticed lately with a lot of these discussions that I create online, whenever men start spewing out shit and coming at shit because we're logical, like you said. So we're gonna come at something, well, even when we're feeling something, we're gonna come at it in a logical way. And even when we do that, we're told, "Oh man, you weak, you gay, you seem a little suspect. You in your feelings? Who made you mad? Who hurt you?" Like that's the shit that we get for that shit. But it's just like as a man, you have to know you're you you can own your fucking feelings as a man. This is the healthiest shit that you can fucking do. It's to
Correct.
swallowing the shit up, and even though you're bothered by the fact that she killed your child, you know, swallowing it down and shit like that's the wrong way to go with that. Actually speaking it out and letting them fucking know like what it is, or being able to, or just feeling comfortable in a space to be able to let it out. 80%
Sorry,
of
I had to do
women.
my I had to
Oh
do my
no, you
Triple
got
H
it.
bow.
I was
Hold
reading.
on.
80% of women I talk to, right, right, because you were just fucking saying that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't. And that's what I was saying though. Like it wouldn't even matter even if they did have their fathers, just because of the different stigmas that have just been on men for so long.
Correct. You're
Men have
right. You're right.
always felt like that they were in a space where they can't communicate how they feel without looking weak.
Yeah, but a lot of times though, they're more understanding to our feelings and in the things that in our concerns that have had a positive
Oh
male
no,
role model in
male
their life.
influence definitely fucking helps.
Yeah.
But and I think it helps with the overall appreciation, but a lot of the time women in general struggle to understand men on an emotional sense.
Correct.
They can respect and value us, but they'll still have that idea like, oh, well, you're a man, so that don't hurt. You're a man, so oh, you're okay.
You're right.
Be a man. That's a still, and it's, and right or wrong or just ignorance or whatever. That's still ultimately how a lot of general women roll in general when it comes to men. And men have always been kind of made to feel like, man, you're not supposed to feel nothing. You can't look mad. You got to be unbothered, supposedly like Omarion and shit. And then you see what that shit gets you. And so you cussing niggas out online and getting your record deals exposed and shit because you didn't own the way you fucking actually feel. You want to sit around and play unbothered. And I'm telling men that's fucking bullshit. Stop being unbothered. Yes, I'm fucking bothered. If I'm speaking on it and I'm telling you how I feel on it, I'm fucking bothered. And it's okay. Start telling these hoes. And they be like, oh, who made you mad? Say you, bitch. Yeah, I'm fucking bothered. You go get this work.
Don't say you bitch. Like you could just say you.
Fuck.
Like you made me mad. But some women like that shit. So
Hell
hey,
no, man. I tell a bitch. Like, I
see,
be telling females all the time and shit when they come at me with that, oh, who made you mad? I'm like, yo, I'm not even fucking mad. I'm talking. And then even if I was mad and I was expressing myself, who are you, bitch? To then try to downplay the way I fucking feel on something and shit because it makes you uncomfortable. Like you feel you gotta attack my masculinity because I can articulate the way I fucking feel.
correct.
It's manly as fuck to be able to come from the mind and articulate some shit, because when men aren't articulating, that's when all hell breaks loose. Then it's a problem and shit. Motherfuckers ain't shit. And so when motherfuckers are getting buried and you wonder why shit gets shot the fuck up, because a lot of these men don't feel like they have fucking outlets.
I'm telling you, he's right. Like you need to come from the dome to any other man that's out there that's dealing with that type of situation on expressing their feelings. Look, please use your mind before you use physical force or you do anything negative. Because he can speak for what I'm about to say. I used to always try to fight or try to cause harm or try to do something because you hurt my feelings, or I didn't like a certain way how you came to me, or I would throw something, like throw a controller just for losing a game, or you know what I'm saying, like that shit's not hot. That's not being a man. You can have feelings, but not like as a child. That's like a boy. That's like a little kid. You really need to think before you move and weigh out your options. Like really weigh what's the cause and effect that's going to happen if I make this decision. You have to.
You
That's
gotta be
all I got to say
okay.
about it.
You gotta be okay. Like you gotta understand. Like sometimes, like even as men, like we're not gonna be liked for just being blunt and open and putting our opinions out, putting our feelings out. Like you're not gonna be liked, but as a man and shit, that's the thing
Correct.
with men. Like you stand on what the fuck you say, you stand on what the hell you feel,
Your word is
and
everything.
whoever don't like it and shit, they could eat a dick. Really, it's just that fucking simple. That's why it's easy for me to get on and speak on shit. It's easy for me to kick up conversations online because bitches can't even come at me with that oh you weak or what you talking about shit. I'll sit in the midst a group of bitches and talk how I feel on abortions and shit because I already know in a lot of these instances when you're dealing with people who downplay feelings and emotions like that, they're not even coming from a fully logical standpoint because if you can't accept and respect others' feelings on some shit, you already at a loss in a conversation and a back and forth because you're already coming from a disrespectful angle. So you say scot free. I got 4 more years left, and my daughter is going to college, and I'm done. Shit, man, I'm done. I ain't gonna lie, shit. I got one 18-year-old and one 17-year-old. I ain't waiting for college and none of that shit. I'm ready for these motherfuckers to go.
You're not done with your father duties because she gonna need you. She gonna need you. This is really when she gonna need you, bro. Like when she get to college and stuff like that, and because she gonna call you about boy stuff, and you got to be on it.
Man, I know them girls are just different. Especially we living in a Me Too over politicized, my
Mm-hmm.
body, my choice ass era. Like girls are just fucking different. Women are legitimately just fucking run through life and ruin their shit, and somehow we gotta like be able to be around to figure out how to pick up the fucking pieces for them. That's just one of the hardest things about being a dad, especially in dealing with girls. And I've seen it from like my elders and shit that have daughters that get out here and they live life and move how they want. And it ain't in the fashion that a father would want them to move like.
Correct.
But then at the end of the day, like you still got to be dad and be there to try to help clean up the mess or whatever, in lack of a better term. So yeah, I just know it's never gonna get easier with daughters. I got 2 of them, and I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with them.
I got one, and she ain't ham motherfucking fool.
Man,
Shit.
because they come like that shit. I think they almost come installed with my body, my choice and shit. Like that shit is in the program.
But it's a good idea. I'm not gonna see. Look, I'm not gonna lie. If you take it the full thing, that just child. If you take it towards sexually or towards communication, if you take it towards everything, the whole package. That's a perfect thing to stand on. My body, my choice. I choose what I can take in with this body. That's perfect. But when it comes to the child situation, we both chose to have sex. So to we both chose to get out of it the same thing. So if we have a child, hey, it should be both of our choices because that child doesn't live without our sperm. But that's a whole different.
What's
That's a whole
that? What's
different.
what you transfer to sperm? That's what they don't be caring about. But then
Yeah,
it just goes to show. I would really be scared to impregnate a bitch that think like that.
that's what I'm saying.
I would be really fucking scared to pregnate, and I think that's the problem. Like a lot of us, we get wrapped up because these bitches are so beautiful and shit, but and or whatever they attractive in their own right, or they do what they do. But then a lot of them shit for brains. Cause you get a bitch that just say, "Oh, my body, my choice" and shit, man. That just has to be the ultimate red flag for just the level of bullshit that you could possibly go through trying to raise a child with this bitch. To think that you have a kid and that it's somehow all about, even as a father and busting a nut, to think that in any aspect
I'm
having a
on the
child
podcast.
and then somehow it's all about you bringing another life in the world. I said it already. That shit is just crazy to me. I hate that saying. I'll go on record. I'll say it, but I hate that shit. My body, my choice.
So before we end this episode, I want to get on the subject that we had, our main attraction.
Oh yeah, the yeah, we got. Like I told you, because man, that shit is a fucking episode in itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that was the thing. Another thing that I see a lot going on around, and it's this idea about the conversation about submission comes up a lot amongst men and women. And
Mm-hmm.
the thing that I notice is with men is men actually think that they make women submit. He's gonna laugh like it's just like, but yo, it's a real fucking thing. And I've seen posts. I'd have brought him. I should have brought him up, but I'm sure y'all motherfuckers see him. Y'all online the same way and shit. And you see these different guys. No problem, Scott Free. We always appreciate you coming through. So you are people. So we're gonna take a minute out for you every time if we can. But yeah, you see these different dudes, and they'll be online, and they're so boisterous and proud. They like, yeah, my woman submit because I do this. I pay the bills. I'm fucking her right. Uh, I apologize when I'm sorry. I, and all that type of shit. And then of course, you get the crowd of women. Well, women are always talking about, oh, energy. Yes, this right here. That's what I'm talking about. It's the man for me. They always do that shit. It's the blank for me type shit. I don't know. Females are annoying today, but and I even find that weird with women because it's just like, why you lying to these fucking men for one? And men, who
Correct.
the hell told y'all that y'all make women submit? Submission has nothing to do with you as a man. Submission is something that pretty much reflects your woman's upbringing. A bitch is either submission. I'm sorry, I can't even say bitch like that. I'm trying to. A woman. A woman is either going to be submissive or she's not. It's not something that she's going to toggle. It's not a characteristic that you flip flop from. It's not something for you to earn. It's not a. I don't know. It's not all this shit that modern women think that they can make it. Shout out to Tanae. Uh, Submission is a characteristic. It's her. She's gonna be submissive and understand her duty regardless if you're in the fucking room or not. You don't earn it. You don't make them do it unless you're a pimp or something. Then that's another fucking discussion. But outside of that, a woman comes submissive. She learns that from her elders. She picks up
Mm-hmm.
on things and shit because she watched her mom do it for her father and so on. If she's not submissive and she's able to toggle it on and off, then that would make her an actor. She's acting. And I think a lot of men confuse being able to make or being able to have a woman that can make herself behave under the guidelines that you do this, and that with an actual submissive woman. It's a complete fucking difference. And I'm telling guys, it's like, stop thinking, for one, that you have to check, control, or make a woman submit. You can't. It has nothing to do with you. It will never have nothing to do with you. You guys really think that with all the shit that you think that you're doing to make women submit, you think that men don't do what you do for women and shit, and they're still not being submitted to? It's a crazy fucking idea to just think that you make a woman submit. I done been a mother. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just gonna say, let me simplify it for you if you're slow. Your money and your dick is not gonna change her habits. Okay?
Man, it don't matter. I don't give a fuck
At
what
all.
type of. I don't give a damn what kind of dick you think you slinging. There's always gonna be a motherfucker out here somewhere with bigger and more fucking hang time than you.
Yes, sir.
So you niggas thinking y'all doing all this shit, making a woman submit. If a woman is not designed or by design able to submit and be submissive, she's not going to submit. She'll behave at best.
Woo.
She'll act like how she need to act to get to where she need to go to get to a certain point. But overall, she'll never fully fucking submit to you. She has to be a submissive woman. She has to be a woman that understands her purpose in a relationship. If not, you have an actor. Men
Correct.
have to get over this arrogant shit too. I know we don't even get to talk to niggas that much and shit, but like men are getting extremely arrogant because y'all
It,
don't even understand what the fuck submission is and shit because y'all don't even understand that submission actually goes both fucking ways.
like a somebody's that's bi. It goes both ways. Keep going.
Right. Yeah, submissiveness is is bisexual. That shit
Dang.
goes both fucking ways. Shit. And men don't understand that shit. So like y'all think that submission is something that you use to put women in a subordinate position. But for the people that are all religious and all that shit, even the Bible would tell you, and I'm not even a Bible thumper, but it tells you, like at the same time, a woman submits onto her husband, the man is to love the wife as Christ loved the church and everything. And a lot of you men don't do that because you're shitting on your women with these bad principles or bad ideas of what submission actually is. And you think you're supposed to be able to do what the fuck you want, run amok the way the fuck you want, spend your money how you want, live how the fuck you want, drink when you want, smoke what you want, and everything. And meanwhile, this bitch is supposed to like follow you around like a lap dog, not give your pussy away, make sure you have hot meals cooked and everything, but yet it goes both ways. And you're not even doing that shit on your end and shit and showing her the type of respect, giving her the type of security mentally and physically that she fucking needs.
So
So I
true.
mean, a lot of you men got to get that shit together too, before we just sitting there coming at because this wasn't even really one to even come at the ladies. Well, if females hear this, I would want them to understand, like, yo, submissive or submission is not something. Y'all got to stop taking it in a sense like we're talking about Bret Hart tapping somebody out with a sharpshooter. That's not what submissive is. It's pretty much about decentness, being decent, decency, being cooperative, respectful, acknowledgement, in a
He
sense. But
basically saying we don't supposed to be a like caveman type shit. Keep
right,
going.
but yeah, and that's the thing, and it goes both ways,
Bisexual. Keep going.
right? So yeah, man, men gotta just drop that fucking idea. You're not making your girl submit. I don't give a fuck what you think you're doing. I don't give a fuck what you think you're saying. She is not submitting for that
Hell
at
no.
all, ever.
At all. Not one bit.
It,
Not one
it,
itty
it has
bitty.
nothing to do with you. It's really foolish. Like I just really want men to hear that it is fucking foolish, arrogant to think that you. But yeah, it's crazy to think that you are making your woman submit. That is just crazy. That is fucking wild. It's up for us to maintain these people that we get. When we get them in a position, and they're submissive to us, and we're building, we're growing. It's up to us to maintain that. But nah, that's something that you pick up. You learn how to be a man in your upbringing. You learn how to be women in your upbringing.
Look, if you really want to know if you're
Oh, hold on, hold that thought. Hold that thought. Women too. Stop thinking that you raising these fucking grown ass men to be men. Stop thinking you're taking a man in and all that shit, and you fucking wife and niggas like how Drake is. Yeah, females got to stop that shit. You're not making no man, no motherfucking man that's not a goddamn man. But okay, well, go ahead.
damn, you almost made me lose my train of thought.
I
But
told you, hold
no. What's the best way to put it? Look, the best way to find out, because I don't want to say it, but
Say it.
look, if your person, the person you ever with, who you with, if you make them mad and they change up how they were never really like that. So submissive wise, like if I make my wife mad and she changes up, not cheating or nothing like that, like we get in an argument and she mad, and then she stopped being submissive. She was never, ever, ever submissive in the first place. She's just playing a role. If that man was, okay, let's say alpha, a protective sort, and then you make him mad and he stops, that man was playing a role. He was never like that.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be that same person if you're mad or if you're happy. If it's been embedded in you.
Yeah. And it just has nothing to do. I don't know. That shit was just one I really had to fucking speak on because I just
No,
seen that
go and
shit
preach.
going on
I love
way
when you
too
preach.
much. Just way too much past this week. That's why you laugh like that because actually saying it out loud. I don't think we ever said it out loud when we say, "Yo, we need to talk about this." But
Yeah,
saying it
we
out
always
loud,
talk
like,
about it, but I love it.
yeah, men make women submit. Like that shit is fucking comical. I just seen another post or like when a dude was like, hold on, I want to be able to get this shit verbatim. It's just important to see that these mentalities that men are just commonly rolling the fuck around with. Right. Don't nobody piss a nigga off more than a bitch he loved but can't control.
Mm.
It's like men are rolling around with that type of ideology these days. And we can come down on women as much because women had a shit too, but sometimes you got to talk to the fucking men. And I don't know where men get off thinking one, they have to make women submit, and another thing, what the fuck makes you think you have to control a woman, a grown goddamn woman?
You know what? You know what? Before you go on, that's perfect. So a lot of these men got it twisted. They don't want the woman to submit. They want to be in control of that woman.
All right. Yep. And that's what I said. That's what I said. What the fuck I said. Exactly. These niggas got submission, the idea of it fucked up, and they use it to put women in a subordinate position. They think it's a
Correct.
control thing. They don't understand that submissiveness is bisexual. It goes both ways. And yeah, and then the idea that you have to control a woman. Like if you're at a point, if you're a grown ass man and you find yourself in a position and you're not a pimp, because I always want to, if you're not a pimp, you're not pimping, then that's different. If you pimping, lay the hand down how you feel you need to keep your hoes in line. I ain't got nothing to say about that. But I'm talking about men. If you feel you need to fucking control your woman, you are dealing with the wrong woman. Women should come submissive, controlled, poised, ladylike, so on. This shit has nothing to do with you, fellas. You don't have to control a woman or make her submit. If y'all out here doing this shit, y'all are already lost in the goddamn game.
A lot
There's
of
no
them
hope
are.
for you. You guys out here trying to control bitches and make them submit. You lost. So when this fuckhead ass bitch or whatever that you're trying to control and make submit ruins your fucking life with a couple of crumb snatchers and shit, eating your check up off child support or got you fucking running ragged all over the goddamn city behind her bullshit, just remember, this is why. Because you're over here thinking you have to make her submit and you think you have to control her. It has nothing to do for you. And then don't even fool yourself thinking that it's you that do it. It's the quality of that woman. It's how she was brought up.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I had to say about that. I'm glad I got to say that shit publicly. I hope niggas get mad. I hope y'all hear this and start reevaluating yourself. I hope y'all get mad and be like, oh no, because I'm doing this and shit. Is you gonna submit? Because you know it is. Y'all niggas be on that mad bravado shit, but y'all niggas be sounding goofy as fuck. And then you females need to stop lying to these niggas. Stop telling these niggas they making you submit. Cause y'all know the motherfucking game. You females know. Ain't no nigga making you do shit. You either about what you about or you not.
Correct.
Like, come on. But I understand why females do it because it's an element of control for them in a lot of ways. Like it may either protect them or, you have a lot of females that take advantage of men even and shit. So they're not about to say like, oh shit, I'm just not an ain't shit bitch. I ain't submitting to you. A lot of females ain't gonna come out like that. So they'll play it because they know that you niggas are stupid enough to think that you make them submit. So they know you already at a loss.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you think they be so mad when they be like, oh man, and you see them all on fucking line looking for men and shit, and they wonder why they can't find the type of men that they fucking want. Because you can only run through so many fucking suckers. Men that understand this shit, and men that understand their role and their position and what they need as far as like a woman, a helpmate, or whatever. You can't play with these type niggas. A woman come in with all that motherfucking attitude and all that fucking talking and flipping at the tongue and combating you and arguing with you over every fucking thing that you trying to do, not working with you and all that shit. A man is the fuck out of that. A man ain't trying to control that shit. A man will leave a bitch to her own fucking devices. You simp ass niggas is out here trying to control females and check them and put them in line like, yo, dude, look, I'm either pimping or we doing this real shit. It's one or the other, but it damn sure ain't gonna be both. Shit, you want to do all this fucking make me have to, what do you call it? Break the buck? Mm-hmm. You want me to break the buck, man? Shit, we can fucking pimp and get some motherfucking money. Shit, put you on OnlyFans or something and shit, keep you safe. We can talk that route if you want. If I'm gonna have to deal with all this fucking attitude with a bitch I gotta control and all that shit. But if we on some real shit, then understand your position. Both people, man and women. You're not in this motherfucker to control and make a motherfucker do something that they should be brought up to fucking do. Dumbass niggas. Niggas was really arguing with me over this shit too. That's the thing that fucking irritated me even more. Where I was like, man, I gotta talk about this shit. Oh no, man, because nigga, like these hoes don't give a fuck about your dick. I don't give a fuck how fuck good y'all think that shit is and what y'all doing with it. These bitches can get dick by the ton every day, every fucking hour and shit, dude. Like it helps, if you can perform well, it really helps. But dick ain't keeping no real woman.
I'm telling you, dick ain't keeping. Man, no matter if she hollering. Man, look, if she hollering and screaming and putting on the show, you really ain't doing shit, bro. If she can't talk shit, you doing shit. So if she hollering and screaming, saying, "Daddy, daddy, oh God," you ain't doing shit, my bro.
That shit be having y'all niggas' egos going. Shit, fuck faces are ugly as hell. On the prettiest bitch and shit. When you really applying that fucking wood and shit, nigga, the prettiest bitch turned into a goddamn gargoyle with that dick in her. Yeah, so if your girl over here sounding all perfect and shit and porn ready and shit, man, I don't know. This might not be it. Shit, sex make a bitch ugly. She forget it with her eyebrows and sweat it off and all that shit. And I'm just saying, like, dick is not doing it for women and shit. It's cool. It's a bonus and shit, but it's like, what else are you doing? Shit. You can be doing all the providing in the world. You can be buying this bitch everything, the whole nine. It is not it. It's all part of a package. Because if you're not making her feel secure, and that's mentally, physically, even financially, like a bitch shouldn't feel like at any moment y'all out on the street. She shouldn't feel like at any moment you're going to let somebody come in and rape everything in the house. Mm-hmm. And she should feel like she can trust you when she's not up under you. A lot of you niggas don't do that shit, but then you expect your female to fucking be so overly submissive and bring you your plate and your slippers and all that type shit.
Now, Scott-free, I can say I've done that. That's something I've done. With my last wife.
Apologizing for something you didn't do?
Yeah, basically, so I could
That's what he
So we
did
can
with
end
his
it.
situation right there, and I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Because as men, it's like it's easy to just be like, "Yo, my bad," or "I'm sorry, I'll just take that." Because as a man, we just feel so overwhelmed in a sense that like we have to just take on shit.
Hmm.
So yeah, nah, I totally got where he was coming from right there.
Well, this has been awesome. Anything else? Because towards that,
No, I said what I
that
had
was
to say.
perfect.
Shit. Yeah, man,
That was,
I'm just saying, like, yeah, I really hope niggas watch this shit and get mad and shit and get all in a motherfucking way and get
yeah, we
all
need some
arrogant.
beef, but I don't want beef with former basketball players. Um,
Right.
I
I would
want
love a
beef.
motherfucker to challenge me on this shit because on YouTube they have like a whole thing like I don't really don't know these motherfuckers' purpose anymore. Like you got the manosphere spaces and all that shit, and a lot of they shit be a little bit off depending sometimes on who you talking to, and it's so like the mentality of it sometimes come off real kind of caveman like.
Look. Let's be 100% real. Look, I I ain't gonna. I don't judge niggas, but I judge niggas. Look, you can tell the actions, how somebody look, and the way they carry themselves and they talk, how they. I'm sorry. Let me talk regular because I start getting saying
I
bitches.
just kick your shit. I was sitting there listening. Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell how somebody act, like if they really about their shit. Majority of these niggas that's on this YouTube ain't really about their shit. Ain't really been up in the broad and made a bitch go crazy. And because you tell her, no, I ain't fucking with you no more type shit. Or know how to really treat a woman. Know how to even snatch a woman off the street without being on a dating app.
Right.
So a lot of these dudes are faking the front. They just been hurt and abused by women so much that they need to explain themselves. And then when the great almighty greatness of Kevin Samuels came out and changed a good looking dude telling the world, oh man, this is how I feel. This is how women should be acting. And this is how men should be acting. Black people should be acting together as whole. It went crazy. And so these dudes acting like preachers are just jumping on the bandwagon, trying to get views and women that's left over from Kevin Samuels. I'm not gonna say names because I don't want to be beefing. People say we're a small time YouTubing thing,
Right.
but a lot of these dudes are full of shit, bro.
Nah, real shit. Because one thing about it is, you have to be able to approach the shit from both sides. You have to be able to, shout out to like guys like the Angry Man. You know what I'm saying? We may have lost Kevin Samuels, but we still have the Angry Man. We still have Tommy Sotomayor. We still have guys that look at shit
MTR,
from yep, MTR. We have guys that look at shit from both perspectives.
correct.
And a
Correct.
lot of these niggas, they get on here and be like, "Oh man, women supposed to be doing this, and they always supposed to be doing that, and all this shit." But then they're not saying exactly how men should be walking in order to even be able to require that shit, or not really require it because, like I said, a woman's gonna be a woman, but you have to be in a space to receive shit. A lot of you
Yeah.
niggas ain't got a pot to fucking piss in and shit, but like, what do you want out of a fucking woman? And that's what you kind of see, like you were alluding to in the whole like manosphere space, that you see a lot of these not a pot to piss in looking ass niggas and shit over here trying to tell us like, oh yeah, women this and women that. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. 'Cause y'all niggas are the same niggas that get on here talking about like, oh yeah, I make my bitch submit to try to make it look like you above other men. Like other men ain't out here laying dick on they bitch, paying bills and buying her shit and shutting the fuck up and shit when she feel like you wrong. That's what you niggas think is keeping your girl submissive. Like, come on, man. And it be those same mentality type of dudes, or those dudes that think like that. All these fucking brawny ass manosphere dudes that just think like, oh, it's your bread and dick control that's making these bitches fucking stay. Like, come on, man, y'all gotta stop being fucking corny about this shit and really start putting out some shit that people should be able to take with them. It should apply to their fucking life. I know that people will hear me speak, or they might see me make a post or whatever, and they may not get it in entirely, but I don't give a fuck. I know I'm leaving motherfuckers with shit to think about, or at least I hope I'm leaving people with something to fucking think about. I just don't want people to go away from me fucking mad, you know, and not get anything for what we're trying to put out. Because I think even with Keys, what we're trying to put out and what we want to do is just kind of be able to provoke these different discussions in different areas. And we want people to be able to come together on some shit. Ultimately, that's always the goal. Divisiveness is not the goal. Standing on people or trying to stand or put yourself necessarily above people, or men and women particularly putting themselves above one or the other and shit, is not really the fucking goal. But it's really about how can we heal all this shit and all this fuck shit that we did to each other to get to a point to where we understand that we really need each other. And it's about us coming together. It's a yin and yang. It's not about equality. It's about balance.
Yeah, Scott Free. So stop saying that you're not going to submit to a woman. You're just submitting to the wrong women. You need to find the woman that fits you.
It doesn't work unless you're going to pimp hoes. Yeah. If you're a man and you're not going to submit, it doesn't work unless you're going to pimp. Then, hey, more power to you. You know, I ain't going to knock your hustle. But in a relationship, you're gonna have to bow.
Look, a lot of us, man, we look for how beautiful she is, and then we go off of there. Look, after you find out how fucking beautiful she is, find about her mind. See how she think. Is she intelligent? And then start seeing, does she understand? Does she have understanding? Not just peace, because peace, people just hopped on that word. Understanding. I want her to have understanding more than peace. Understanding means that if I'm going through something, she sees it, she can make a decision of, oh, well, let me leave him alone for a second. Or let me see where he's coming from, what made him act this certain way. And let me help him understanding where I'm coming from, so we can come to a decision to make this place peaceful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's nothing wrong with submitting to a black woman at that. Like, it's nothing wrong with submitting, because that's the best type of relationship to have. You said you want a best friend. Your friends you submit to.
Hell yeah. Oh shit. You went there. Yeah.
I'm just being honest. Like, your friends you submit to. So nigga, you gonna tell me you can submit to your boy, but you can't submit to the woman that you laying with, that you finna have a child with, that you putting your dick down with? Come on, bro. Come on, Scott Free. Let's get it together. I'm just not pointing you out because there's other dudes like that talk that. And I usually don't say nothing. I just sit back and chill and let AJ talk, or you know what I'm saying. But no, bro. No. You just need to think of what type of woman you want in your life. And when you start to go in dating, you can have sex, that's cool. But when it comes to having a relationship, then that's when the work comes. That's when the work comes to find out if she's going to be the woman I want to marry. And so that means knowing that she has understanding. Is she good with financial things? Is she good with children? Can she educate? Can she teach you something? Because if she can teach you something properly to make you understand, that means she can teach your kids something. And that's what you want.
Yeah.
Kick it! You don't understand.
Y'all don't.
Shit, man. Man, yeah. Dang, I don't even know if I'm gonna follow that shit. You know what I'm saying? That was a good fucking point. Man, we have to leave it.
But so, yeah, it's a
It's good
it's
to
a.
get.
I
It's
just
a,
want anybody that watches our show and that learn something. I know we're small time,
right.
but we're big time because people like Scott Free is learning from something. Oh boy, who last couple of weeks learned from something. Like anytime, like we want to teach the lessons that we have learned
Right.
because we fail.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong from failing. That's what I need
Oh,
people to understand. There's nothing wrong from failing. If you fail, that means that's a lesson. That's a lesson learned that you can move forward to pursue, to take that next step. Okay, look, I had to go back down 2 steps because this girl wasn't right. We have a child, but now I'm going to walk up these 2 steps plus more to see this other girl. Now, let me see if she's like her. Okay, she's somewhat like her. Well, let me scoot back and let me go over to the next the next set of stairs over there because I see another woman that doesn't act like her. And you keep walking up these stairs until you find that door. And that next door will be probably marriage. And then marriage, that's a whole nother set of steps that you got to go through.
right. And what you don't want to do is get to a point in the like where you're at, where you find yourself, I guess, for maybe lack of a better term, or just one we're tired of hearing, where you find yourself bitter. And so
Correct.
now you're taking that shit up all these different steps, like he was saying. You're dragging that baggage, that bitterness with you. And because all that's going to do is it's just going to pretty much fuck off everything that you're trying to obtain moving forward because you're carrying all this old hurt and bitterness and anger and resentment and all that shit. You can't take that shit through new paths and walkways. I
It
mean,
is.
shit, I hope so, man. We like having y'all here, man. I mean, it's just real talk. Like, men don't get to have this conversation and shit. That's what we have to be able to check ourselves as well as we check each other, or or check others.
Mm-hmm.
And just like Cedric was saying about even failing and shit, like you can't be at a point even where you failed or you messed up or you fell down. You have to understand that in that you should learn lessons and stuff that you should be able to pass on. The
Yeah.
scary thing is motherfuckers that fall and they don't learn from that shit. And so, because you hear people be like, "Oh man, shit, this motherfucker, you married before and divorced. He ain't married and shit. What the hell he gonna tell me?" Nah, like it's the people that you notice that kind of repeat cycles and don't seem to learn and keep making the same mistakes. Those are the motherfuckers that you kind of get scared of, or maybe if somebody seemed maybe too perfect on the outside and they're always giving you, like a sense of false positivity. That's the shit
Mm-hmm.
that you stray from. But understand, like, man, whatever you go through, you have something. You get a testimony of sorts, and there's somebody that can learn and they can grow from you. You don't never feel disqualified because you fail.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true. That was therapy. So before we go, Scott Free. The Scott Free question of the day. Sorry to be out of topic. What
Okay.
y'all think about the YG and Tiger dressing up as white
Oh
chicks
man,
movie?
but they were dressed like the Kardashians, I think.
Oh, okay, okay, I seen it, but after I go past it.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. When I saw it, it's now the time that we're in now to where the thing with the black man in the dress, that type of idea in Hollywood, it's weird now. Like it don't necessarily sit right the same way as if they would have did that maybe 20 years ago. We probably would have looked at it, and even the most hetero dude would still be like, "Oh, look at these things. These things look crazy and shit." Now it's like, I don't know where you're going with that. You about to step out the closet. What's going on? Like you just don't know. Where a lot of these black entertainers are going with that shit. So it makes you a little. I don't know. It's just not as funny anymore.
Okay, let's see me. All right, all right. What if you're an actor? I'm going to an actor. I'm not going to the rapper situation because they're doing the video, so they probably you could say the actors. Um, what is an actor, AJ?
Well, it's a motherfucker that pretty much plays a role. You know,
Okay,
they play different
so
roles, all kinds.
so that means a role is anything. So that means you could be a banana, you could be a
Yeah,
dog, you could dress up as a woman. It shouldn't be no problem, right?
right. And historically, they have. So that's why I understand it from that point too. Like how he said on white chicks. We didn't necessarily look at Marlon and Sean like, oh man, what the fuck you niggas doing? Y'all niggas look wild for doing that shit. Like that shit was hilarious.
I just
So
don't understand it. Like I always see people have the thing about black men dressing up as white women. Like how would that make me feel like, oh man, if I was gay, would that make me feel, oh man, I feel better that a man is dressing up as a woman? Like I don't understand. Like how is that affecting us? Does that bringing out more gay people? That a heterosexual male is dressing like a female?
I think it could, in a sense, maybe pander to that group a bit.
I really want to know because I don't get it. Like how is that changing anything in the black community
Yeah, in that
that's
sense, I guess.
destroying us worse than rap videos, niggas holding guns, doing money phones, um, treating
Right.
women like they're sex slave. How is that more worse than that?
It's not. I'd say it flat out. It's not at all. That's like
Okay.
one of the points that well, LGBT supporters, they don't really make the point, I don't think, necessarily about rap in a sense when it comes to like different influence, or why we think like, oh man, if you put this on TV it's gonna make kids gay and all that stuff. But black community, like you said, that is a great point, because we have so much toxic imagery that is just put out and fed to us on a regular, to where it does beg the question, like, okay, like we're worried about maybe something that could be taken in a comedic sense, but then we have so much of like how our culture is constructed, pushed through this music, and that shit is killing us way more than YG and Tiger dressing up as white chicks. So yeah, I totally get you on that point. I just saying like it could be looked at a multitude of ways, because today, like, that shit just ain't as cut as dry as it used to be, where we just
So
get
true.
get the comedic effect.
So true. So true.
Yeah,
So true.
yeah, definitely. I mean, shit, I don't know. We just in a crazy time. To me, I just think it's kind of crazy too to think about it, because in another sense, because like YG is supposed to be like damn near like super blood, right?
Correct.
So it's like to kind of see him doing that. It's like, oh, okay. And, Tiger's Tiger, I guess. I don't know. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really feel any type of way about it, but I just automatically knew where it was gonna go with it.
Scott Free, you can't take it out of hip hop because gay people are one of the main pillars of hip hop. Are one of them. African Bambaataa.
Yeah, Africa Bambaataa, boy. That motherfucker had Hassan.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We have gay people that help build the foundation in hip hop.
Yeah. And I
I
mean,
just feel
just
like
whether you agree with it or not, if that's like your choice or that's some shit that you don't run. I don't know. I don't do the homosexual thing and all that stuff, but it is a part of life, or like
Yeah.
it's a part of society in a sense. So it's just something that's it's gonna exist in almost any facet, whether it be politics and all that shit.
Scott free, Scott free. Are we gonna argue all the time, bro?
No,
Because
because he got to
no, no,
think
no,
of
no.
that. Tupac
Go
called
ahead.
that shit.
Tupac called it,
Yeah,
but Biggie had some gay ass
yeah, Biggie.
verses.
Yeah, Biggie was kind of if you go back and listen to the way he used to say certain shit, he was what do they say now? Suspect.
Yeah,
I mean,
kidnap your
and no
kids,
disrespect
fuck
to the
them in the
the
ass,
late
throw them
greats.
over the bridge.
Yeah, no disrespect to the late greats, but them niggas had some suspect ass bars where you had to really, and there wasn't his man's Mr. C.
Ding ding,
So
a
I'm
pillar
just
of hip hop.
right. So like, yeah, you just gotta look at that shit, and we still respect them for their artistry and all that shit.
I
Like, I
suck
don't
on
know.
your daddy's dick.
Oh yeah, that line I ain't even gonna repeat it. I don't want nobody to fucking say that's it. Said what do you say, girl so fine and shit. Like, I ain't never met a bitch that fine, and I met some cold ones, different races and everything. I done had cold ones.
Nah, Desmond, I can't agree with you on that one. You're gonna be mad at me, partner, because I had my ass eaten too, bro. So
Having your salad tossed. Yeah, no, I can't do that. I don't know. He could be mad at me or whatever. I can imagine. That's a
it,
brave bitch out here eating Biggie booty. Man, I need that bitch on the front line, nigga. You eat Biggie booty, nigga. You'll walk through a minefield. There ain't shit scaring you. God damn. Hell nah. Man. Hell nah.
yeah,
We need a military full of them bitches. What's her qualifications? Sir, she ate Biggie's butt. Yeah. That bitch can put she ain't scared of shit.
why are you still here? Why are you still here? Go get her yesterday.
Shit. That's not a knife. I ate Biggie's butt. Like what the fuck? Shit. Oh shit. Let me tuck my motherfucking knife up. Fuck yeah. Shit. Fuck you gonna scare a bitch. What do you offer a bitch to do that? The bitch tell me she ate Biggie ass. Man, I ain't got nothing. That's scarier than like niggas with face tattoos. I always said motherfuckers with face tattoos, they just don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Clearly, bitch eat
clearly.
Biggie ass. She done surpassed the face tattoo. If she eat Biggie ass and she had a face tattoo, nigga, that bitch is a serial killer. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. Yeah, we need them. We need bitches like that. On the offensive line protecting a quarterback. You fucking eat Biggie ass. God damn.
Yeah, she taking, she taking, she taking
Woo!
it.
I wonder how that
Amen.
happened. That had to be like, fuck, man. Like you lost a bet. Like, man, if the Warriors lose, you got to eat this ass, bitch. Like, how do you get there?
So
That's
her
fucking
head, hold on. So if she eating it, her head like this is.
man. That bitch would have had to been like, man.
She
Oh
all up in
fuck.
that bit.
It had to look like a baby elephant being born. Biggie ass? God damn. Is this something that dudes are doing and shit, even like big dudes? Is this shit common?
I don't know if it's
That's
common.
wild. Like I don't know. And I just
But
be
it's,
thinking like how I know niggas and shit. Like me, I I I know I'm pretty adequate in my ass wiping technique. But a lot of these niggas and shit ain't strong like that. Biggie ass? Like man. Oh shit. Woo! Man, that's some bravery.
that's why you take a. That's why you take a bath before. Are you? Yeah, you take a bath before the thing. Like you know it's going down.
That's wild. That is wild. I mean, I'm thankful in one aspect that women even Because, you know, as men, we know other niggas and shit. We see how they move. I'm thankful for women for even fucking with us in a sense. Because niggas out here be fucking wrong.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that hygiene be wrong, especially
That
like
shit.
some of these big dudes out here. Shit, even some of these little dudes and shit, nigga, hygiene be wrong. See
They
some
be
of these
terrible.
niggas' draws and shit, and oh man. You be like, what the fuck? The bitches is out here eating booty. I thought that was like famous. Well, I guess he is famous. But still, it's Biggie. You know, you expect to hear this shit like Dwayne Wade or Gabrielle Union. Like, really, nigga? But damn, Biggie? Woo! What kind of man? Whoever bitch that was, that had to be Charlie Baltimore or Lil Kim or something. You had to get a record deal out of that shit.
Well, Charlie Barton and Lil Kim did have record deals.
It got to be something. You just ain't fucking eating Biggie ass. Just because I'm just freak. I'm just a freak like that. You know what I'm saying? Freak nasty and shit. Fuck that.
I'm just gonna say, if you ain't never had it, you gotta try
Faith?
it, man.
Faith was all god damn, man.
If you ain't
Man.
never, if you gotta try it at least once in your life.
If Faith did that shit, that explains everything about Faith. Cause Faith walk around this motherfucker, she don't give a fuck. She do what the hell she want to do. You eat Biggie ass, that bitch is unstoppable.
Man, you have a girl eat your ass and jack you off at the same time, bro. It's the most great experience
Nah, I'm
ever.
good. I ain't even gonna touch that. I ain't knocking the nigga for doing what he like, but I don't know. I'm the type like I clench my ass the whole time I'm fucking and shit. Like I don't even play.
So you ain't never licked a girl ass?
Oh yeah. I do my job, nigga. When I go down.
Okay then.
Yeah, boy, I do the job, boy. Shit, but that's her. You know, I'm doing that, you know, for her because that's how I do what I got to do to make sure things get done the way they need to be done. But Biggie ass, goddamn, man, that's just some next shit.
Yep.
What the hell, Stevie J gonna tell Faith? This bitch done ate Biggie ass.
Okay.
Out of here.
Okay.
You ain't control. Y'all niggas talking about controlling bitches and shit. You definitely ain't controlling no bitch that ate Biggie ass.
Oh hell no.
That's
why
That's
they
a
broke up.
non-submissive bitch off top.
That's why they broke up.
I don't give a fuck. A bitch that ain't Biggie ass is not submissive. He'll avoid her. She don't give a fuck about anything.
But look, okay. I wanna have a questionnaire. I want to know for women, like when we get a little bit bigger, I'm gonna ask how many women would have sex with Stevie J, and before, and then after that question, I want to ask: would you have sex or would you date a man? Okay, I'll eat you. Hold on. Would you date a man that has sex with another man? And if they fucking open their mouth and say, yes, I will have sex with Stevie J, but no, I wouldn't have sex. They're tripping because that nigga had a sex video.
He did? The only one I seen is the one with Eve.
No, bro. That nigga was fucking another man. Jocelyn brought out the video.
Oh, damn. Stevie out here down bad.
And then after that, he had faith.
I don't know. A lot of females don't be giving a fuck about that shit. Then they be mad and shit when the motherfucker leave them because they gay and shit. Type stuff like that. I'm like, oh, you knew that. You saw the tape, bitch. Like, fuck.
This is why I don't share blunts. Nigga, we got mouthwash, bro. But
I don't even smoke,
share
so shit, I'm good. I don't even smoke, so. Yeah,
he had sex, but he had one. Jocelyn was holding the phone, showing him having sex with another dude.
That's wild. But yeah,
just was.
I don't know. That was kind of depressing. Biggie ass. Yeah, we might wrap up on that note.
Well, guys, this wonderful live This wonderful video was sponsored by Martinelli Sparkling Pear Cider, provided by J Almighty.
Yo, ass ain't shit. Oh man, be sponsoring the Martinelli ain't providing it. I'm sponsoring Martinelli advertisement. Ain't that a bitch? Man, go ahead and wrap us on up. Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right. Hold on, because I changed my thing. That's J Almighty. That's Geraldine. 2 names. I'm Super Dope Keys. And you just been chin checked.
Bye!
Say what's wrong or right. No. It's not hard to fool me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. No. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no better one, yeah. Susceptible life, before the moment flies. Ooh. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no better one.
Now what you trying to be? Crying at every guy you see. Game ain't usually work on them lanes, but you can't lie to me. Living in irony, truth but not entirely. Beauty skin deep and you only deep as the eye can see. Doing what's manual, stack my chips on the annual, but you average your best and that's word to Kevin Samuels. Now what's your predicate? Strong but still delicate. Offering package deal, but with me, what's the relevance? Can have anyone instead of you. Get some sense what you better do. Expecting me to change when I'm 30 steps up ahead of you. Lot of lies been fed to you. Hold up your scarlet letter too. And since you know better, I think it's time you do better, boo. It's acceptable in the moment with no opponent. Knowing you really want it is magical if you own it. You dying to get a cut, I'm dying to get enough. So keep your good lies, 'cause I'm buying no matter what.